Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 14th of July 2024. So I've got some good news really. I thought I'd raise the vibe a little bit here on a Sunday early evening, and this comes from, or the idea for this really comes from a video from Lee that I saw recently. Lee of the Veritas Vincit channel that I know many of my viewers know. They know who he is, watch his videos as well. And this isn't the good bit of the video. This isn't the good news, just the opposite. Some sad news from him. Lee, along with myself and many others, went along during the height of the nonsense in 2021, 2022 to our local Stand in the Parks, this fantastic kind of grassroots movement that arose. We just peacefully protested in our local parks, and we did that against all of the nonsense and the tyranny that was going on at the time. And we're still all in touch. Some of us might not go along to the Stand in the Parks quite as regularly as we used to, but we're still in touch with the people, and we can soon get back together as one, should we need to in the future. So it's a nice support to have, a support network to have. But anyway, Lee was saying that one of the ladies he met at his local Stand in the Park sadly passed away in the last few days. Not very nice at all, obviously, and very sad news, and I'm very sorry to hear that. I guess now we're a few years down the line, I suppose this is going to happen. Some of the older members of the Stand in the Park are going to be sadly passing away, I suppose. But the good news is at the other end of the spectrum, and I left this kind of comment under Lee's video actually, because I'm in touch with a lady, not from my own Stand in the Park, but I think she's based in Wales, somewhere like that. And she's in touch with me via email sometimes. And she was saying how recently she'd been to a wedding, and two of the people at her Stand in the Park, they kind of both went along, they met, they kind of obviously liked each other, started going out and decided to get married. And they went just literally in the last couple of weeks, I think it was, maybe just over now, and went along to a really nice wedding where two Stand in the Park people got married. I don't know if that's the first Stand in the Park wedding that's happened. It'd be incredible if it was, but I'm sure there's other people who have met, and I know certainly good friendships have arisen out of Stand in the Parks and the freedom movement generally. We've made friends. Lorraine and I have some good friends. We met up with one in Brighton a few weeks ago, which was a fantastic day. That was with this person, this new friend of ours, newish friend. We would have never met her had it not been for the nonsense. And I suppose the point of this video is, it doesn't matter how dark things are, how bad things are, sort of how much rubbish happens in the world, how much bad stuff happens in the world. Good stuff arises out of bad stuff. Like I say, there could well be more Stand in the Park weddings, freedom movement weddings happening. And I don't know what kind of age this couple, this lady we're talking about who got married recently are, whether they're of sort of childbearing age or whatever, but if they are, who knows, a freedom movement baby might spring forth at some point in the nearest future. And that would be perhaps one of the first freedom movements or Stand in the Park babies. So again, what great news to, if that does happen. And it may well have happened. Maybe people have already got together and babies have been born that would never have been born. People have met who would never have met. Friendships have been made that would have never been made. And, I suppose the point of this video is good things really can come out of the worst of things. I always used to think about the Second World War, obviously an absolutely atrocious part of history, but many people were uprooted from their kind of previous, kind of pre-war lives. They were sent off hundreds, even thousands of miles away from the shops, offices and factories they would have probably just stayed in and worked in had the war not taken place. They went off and probably met new people, different people than what they would have done had the war not happened. The inevitable would have happened from there. Marriages would have happened that would have never happened before, and children would have been born who would never have been born had the war not happened. And when you take into account now, after all of these years, all the children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, where are we now? We're probably even up to great-grandchildren now, aren't we? From babies who were born during the war or because of the war, who wouldn't have done. So there's a lot of people walking around this planet now who owe their existence really to the Second World War. So when you look at things like that, it's quite incredible sometimes, isn't it? And I think the same could well happen with our lot, our freedom movement. People will be getting together who wouldn't have done had it not been for the horrendousness. And I'm sure many people, probably even most people watching this video, if you're the kind of person who watches this channel, I'm sure you'll have met people who you wouldn't have met before or ever met had it not been for the nonsense. And perhaps friendships were made, perhaps more than friendships were made as well. So do leave in the comment section below experiences you've had. We do tend to kind of focus on the negatives in this movement, don't we? But tell me about the good things that's happened to you, maybe new friends you've made or whatever. It'd be great to see. And again, tell me what you think. Bad times were had by pretty much everybody in the freedom movement, but a lot of good times have happened as well. A lot of good things have come from this. And just some Sunday afternoon thoughts there for you. Just remember, it doesn't matter how bad things get, good stuff will emerge from it. Tim from Fair Play Now, thanks for watching.